is Arvil Grace D. Sigobre. My topic is all about logic statements and qualifiers. Okay, logic statements. Every language contains different types of sentences, such as statements, questions, and commands. For instance, is the best today? Is a question. So, as long as my question mark, that is a question. Go get the newspaper is a command because you ordered something. Next, this is a nice car is an opinion dahil hindi naman lahat ng car is maganda. So, it's just an opinion. Next, Denver is the capital of Colorado is a statement of fact. It means it's true. Dahil talagang totoo na yung capital ng Colorado is Denver. So, these are the different types of sentences. A statement is a declarative sentence that is either true or false, but not both true and false. Dahil meron kasing mga statements na akala mo true pero hindi pala. Meron din na ibang statements na false, pero that is true. So next, a simple declarative sentence had a simple sentence structure consisting of a subject and a predicate. Examples of declarative sentences in the simple form include example of declarative sentences in the simple form include my dog is sick. So the subject here is the dog and the predicate is sick. Next is pizza is the best. Sam is smart. So nakikita niyo dyan yung may color. Yan yung subject and predicate. So, example number 1, identify statement, determine whether each sentence is a statement. So letter A, Florida is a state in the United States. B, how are you? C, 9 to the power of 9 plus 2 is a prime number. D, x plus 1 equals 5. A, Florida is one of the 50 states in the United States. So the sentence is true. It is a statement. Dahil si Florida is state in the United States. So letter B, the sentence, how are you, is a question. It is not a declarative sentence. Thus, it is not a statement. So kapag question mark po is automatic, is not statement. If command naman po is hindi din statement. So letter C, may not know whether 9 to the power of 9 plus 2 is prime number. However, you do not know that is a whole number larger than 1. So, it is a prime number or it is not prime number. So, the sentence is either true or it is false. It is not both true and false. So, statement, kapag hindi ka sigurado sa tamang sagot, so that is already a statement. Thirdly, x plus 1 equals 5 is a statement. Since hindi mo alam na pwede maging true and pwede maging false, if true or false, ang sagot niya, ito ay statement. And ulitin ko lang, if ang given niya is question mark or command, hindi siya statement. Simple statement and compound statements. A simple statement is a statement that conveys a single idea, and compound statements is a statement that conveys two or more ideas. So, connecting simple statement with words is and, phrases such as and or if, then, and if and only if creates a compound statement. For instance, I will attend the meeting or I will go to school is a compound statement. It is composed of the two simple statements, I will attend the meeting and I will go to school. The word or is a connective for the two simple statements. So, ang simple statement is, I will attend the meeting. So, if there is another merong, or meron, and it means compound statements, or merong if, or only if. So, sa connecting statements is pwedeng ilagay ang and or if. So, if nalagay sila sa gitna, it means compound statement because that conveys two or more ideas. If single lang, is tawag sa kanya is simple statement. So, makikita nyo dyan yung logic, connective, and symbols. Statement, connective, symbol form, and type of statements. So, not P. So, statement number 1 is not P. P and Q. P or Q. If P, then Q. P if and only if Q. Sa connective, ang connective ng P is not. And ang connective ng P and Q is and. Ang connective ng P, Q is or. And ang connective ng P, Q, if, and then. If P, then Q. And ang connective ng P, Q is if and only if. Symbol form, the symbolic form. Ang symbolic form na makikita nyo dyan is yang sa tabi ng P. That is not. Yan ang symbolic form ng not. Sa P, Q, ang symbolic form niya ng and is yang sa gitna na letter V, victory na nakabaliktad. And next is ang symbolic form ng or is V. And yan sa gitna. And ang symbolic form ng P, ng if, P, then Q, is arrow. Yan nasa gitna. Then the last, ang symbolic form ng P, if and only if, Q, is yung dalawang arrow. May arrow sa gitna. So, ang tinatawag dyan sa kanila is, sa first is negation. Sa second, conjunction. Third, disjunction. Fourth, conditional. And fifth, biconditional. Yan sila yung mga types of statements ng symbolic form. Yan tinatawag sila. Yan yung tawag sa mga symbolic form. The type of statements, ang example of negation is I'm beautiful. So that if i-negate ko siya, gawin kong I am not beautiful. Yun ay negation. So, in the other words, opposite or kabaliktaran niya. Did you get it? In this example number 2, write the negation of statements. Write the negation of each statement. So, letter A, Ellie Goulding is an opera singer. So, that is, hindi siya negation. So, i-negate natin siya. So, ang answer is, Ellie Goulding is not an opera singer. Ganun, kabaliktaran niya. So, nagiging hindi na siya opera singer. So, letter B, the dog does not need to be fed. So, in this sentence is already a negation. So, gawin natin siyang hindi. So, the answer is the dog needs to be fed. So, that's all. Maraming salamat.
So, good day everyone. My name is Aisha Farhana Isabpa. So, in this video presentation, I will going to discuss about my chosen topic. So, I will give you one problem to understand this topic also. So, my chosen topic is all about truth tables, equivalent statement, and tautologies. So, my problem is to prove that P or Q are not P or Q are equivalent. So for now, I will give you the truth table about conjunction, disjunction, negation, and conditional statement. So the truth table for conjunction is we have 3 columns because the formula is to raise to the power of n, so our n is 2 since two statements which are the P and Q. So as what we observe to P column contain false, false, true, true, as well as the Q false, true, false, true. And our P and Q contain false, true, because if we talk about conjunction, true when both P and Q are true. So look at the row 1. The P is false, then the Q is false. So that the conjunction is false. The next row is the P is false and the Q is true. Therefore, the conjunction is false. Because the P is false as well as the row 3, and look at the row 4, the P is true and the Q is true, therefore the conjunction is true. And so the next one is truth table for disjunction. So if you talk about disjunction, the truth values is false when both P and Q are false. So as what you observe in that table, the P is false, then the Q is false. So the disjunction is false, then the P is false. The Q is true, so the disjunction is true. So it is very opposite for the conjunction, because the conjunction is always true when both P and Q are true. But if we talk about disjunction, always false when both P and Q are false. Okay, for the next one is negation. We have 4 columns in negation. The P, Q, not P or Q. So if we talk about negation, true when P is false, then false when P is true, then the first row is the P is the false, and the Q is the false, so not P is true. Then the last one is the conditional statement. So we have 3 columns in conditional statement. If you talk about conditional statement, false when P is true and Q is false, so the first row is the P is also false. And the Q is false, therefore the conditional statement is true. So for now, to show the equivalent of P or Q and not P or Q, we must first create the 2 truth table and compare their final outputs. So we must refer the truth table of what I've discussed earlier to know their truth values. So these are the 2 truth table we must compare. Their find their final outputs so that we can identify that they are equivalent. So the first table is contain P or Q, then the second table is contain P, Q, not P, or then the Q. So as you can see, the two truth table, they are the same because in identifying that they are equivalent or not, we will see the column or the first table. We will see the P or Q. Then the second column, we must look at the OR columns. So the first table contain false, true, false, false, true, true. Then the second table is contain false, true, true. Therefore, the OR, Q, and not P or Q are equivalent. So that's for I hope you understand.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good day sa ating lahat. Ako po si Norbia Sangka, Group 5 Reporter. So, ang topic ko ay the conditional and the bioconditional. So, let's proceed sa conditional statement. So, ano nga ba ang conditional statement? Ito ay defined as P implies Q, which means kapag ang first statement or ang tinatawag nating P is true, then ang second or ang conclusion, second statement nito or Q must be true then. Yun ang kanyang formula. So, babasahin muna natin ito. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. So, sa nabasa natin kanina, if we don't stop and look around once in a while, we could miss it. So, ito ay isang conditional statement. Kasi as I said kanina, ang conditional statement can be written in if P, then Q form, or in if P, Q form. So, ito ang halimbawa. Ito ang halimbawa ng conditional statements. So, if we order pizza, then we can have it delivered. So, ito siya ay isang P, then Q, if P, then Q form. Kasi, meron tayong ditong if, tapos, P, tapos meron din tayo ditong then, tapos Q. If P, then Q form ito. At ito naman, if you go to the movie, you will not be able to meet us for dinner. So, ito ay isang if P, Q form. Meron tayong if dito, tapos you go to the movie, ito ay isang P, tapos ito naman, you will not be able to meet us for dinner. So, ito ay isang Q. Means say, kahit hindi na natin gamitan ng then, ay pupwede po. So, same with this. Halimbawa. So, in any conditional statement represented by if P, then Q, or by if P, Q form, the P statement is called the antecedent. So, ito yung antecedent, right? We order pizza. Always remember na ang antecedent ay ito yung unang statement. Na unang statement. And ang consequent or Q statement, ito naman ang pangalawang statement. Ito siya. We can have it delivered. Okay, let us check your progress. So, i-identify natin saan ang antecedent at saka saan ang consequent. So, sa A, if our school was this nice, I would go there more than once a week. Saan dito ang antecedent? So, ang antecedent dito ay ito. Our school was this nice. Yan, hindi na natin kailangan isali ang if. Tapos, ito ang P statement. Ito naman ang consequent. I would go there more than once a week. Ito ang Q statement. Yes, yan. So sa B, if you don't get in that plane, you will regret it. So ang you don't get in that plane, ito ay P statement or antecedent. And you will regret it, ito naman ang consequent. So C, if you strike the down, I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine. So, ito ang kanyang antecedent and ito naman ang consequent. Always remember na ang antecedent ay ang unang statement. Ganun lang siya kadaling i-identify kung saan ang antecedent at consequent. Ang consequent ay ang pangalawang statement sa sentence na yon, sa statement na yon. Okay, proceed tayo sa an equivalent form of the condition. An equivalent form of the condition, P implies Q, or P implies Q similar to not P or Q. Yun yung pagbasa dito. Ito. Ang pagbasa dito is P implies, ang implies ito, Q, tapos similar to not P, ito yung not P, and then or Q. Ito yung or, V, yan ang or. So, ganyan ang pagbasa natin. Write each of the following in its equivalent disjunction form. Kung matatandaan natin, ang ating formula ay P implies to Q, similar to not P or Q. Yun ang ating formula. So, if I could play the guitar, I would join the band. So, ang mangyayari dito, since ito ang P, gagawin natin siyang not P. So, ang mangyayari, I could not play the guitar. Or, ito, hindi na natin babaguhin ang Q. Ang babaguhin lang natin is yung P kasi gagawin natin siyang not P. Babalik rin natin. Kung ang sentence ay positive, gagawin natin siyang negative. Kung ito naman ay negative, gagawin natin siyang positive. So, B, if Cam Newton cannot play, his team will lose. So, ito ay P. Gagawin natin siyang not P. Cam Newton can play. Or, hindi na natin isasali ang then, his team will lose. So, Cam Newton can play or his team will lose. Always remember hindi na natin kailangan isali itong mga to kapag i-identify na natin kung saan ang equivalent disjunction form. So, ngayon, check your progress. Sagutan nyo ito sa inyong mga papel. So, proceed tayo. Okay, let us proceed to the negation of the conditional P implies Q. So, dito naman ito ang ating formula. Not P implies Q, similar to P and. And to siya guys, yung kanina or, but ito and naman. Not Q. Not Q. So, kanina not P, ngayon not Q naman tayo. So, sa A, if they pay me the money, I will sign the contract. Ngayon, ito yung P. So, ang babaguhin natin itong Q, gagawin natin siyang not Q. So, ang mangyayari, they pay me the money and I did not sign the contract. So, ito naman, if the lines are parallel, then they do not intersect. So, ito ang P or first statement. Tapos, ito naman ang Q. Gagawin natin siyang not Q. So, ang mangyayari, the lines are parallel and they intersect. Ganun lang siya kadali, guys. Okay, now gusto kong sagutan nyo ito sa inyong mga papel. Check your progress. Proceed tayo ngayon sa bioconditional statement. Okay, sa conditional statement, kung maalala natin, P implies Q. Ngayon, sa bioconditional naman, ito na siya. P, if and only if. Yun yung pagkabasa nito. Ito siya. So, yan ang ating formula sa bioconditional. The bioconditional P, if and only if Q. Write symbolic bioconditional statement in words. Let P, Q, and R represent the following. So, ito yung P natin. She will go on vacation. Ang Q naman natin, she cannot take the train. Ang R naman natin, she cannot get a loan. Ngayon, sasagutan natin ito. Write the following symbolic statement in words. Unahin natin itong A. P similar, P if and only if not R. So, ang mangyayari dito, hahanapin natin ang P. Saan ang P? Ito yung P. She will go on vacation. Hindi na natin siya papalitan ng not kasi hindi naman siya not P. P lang nakalagay dito. If and only if R. So, saan ang R? Ito. She cannot get a loan. So, gagawin natin siyang not R. She can get a loan. So, magiging she will go on vacation if and only if she can get a loan. So, yun yung answer doon. So, B naman tayo. Not Q, if and only if not R. Okay, sagutan na naman natin ang B. Not Q, if and only if not R. So, saan dito ang Q? Ito. She cannot take the train. Now, gagawin natin siyang not Q. She can take the train. If and only if, saan naman ang R natin? Ito. Now, gagawin natin siyang not R. She cannot get a loan. Ang mangyayari, she can get a loan. So, ang kabuuan, she can take the train if only if she can get a loan. So, yun yung answer sa B. Gets? Okay. Yun lamang po. Maraming salamat sa inyong pakikinig.
So, good morning to all of you. First, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Rasha Radsak. So, our topic today is all about the conditional and related statement. A conditional statement implies cause and effect relationship where are tremendously useful in geometry. So, mathematician and scientists like conditional statement because of the relationship of the two events. They know that if the statement first event is happened, then the second event will be followed. Knowing about the conditional statement, enable the mathematician and scientists to make prediction about the future. So stick around for in this video we will be discussing about the conditional statement and how we are going to transform simple into a conditional statement. So let's do this topic. So we will be having a given definition of conditional statement, or if P then Q. An if then statement is a conditional statement that composed of hypothesis, which is represented by variable P, followed by conclusion, which is represented by variable Q. And you can be denoted by P implies Q, or P then Q. Based on this definition, na kailangan yung tandaan yung conditional statement that have two parts. The first one is your hypothesis. Then, the second one is your conclusion. Your hypothesis here represented by variable P. Then, your conclusion is represented by variable Q. So, let's have define first what is hypothesis and conclusion. Pero, ang definition natin, gagawin natin in semester para madali lang natin maintindihan. So, when we say hypothesis is the cause, then the conclusion is the outcome or effect of the given hypothesis. So, I hope that clear the definition as distinguished between hypothesis and conclusion. So, let's put in symbolic. So, if P, then Q. Ito yung pattern natin. So, we already known that the P represent the hypothesis, then the Q is represent as your conclusion. So, example, identify the hypothesis and conclusion of the following given statement. So, if you drink soda, then you are happy. The hypothesis is after the if, which is your drink soda. The conclusion after the word then is your happy. So, the hypothesis, again, your hypothesis here is you drinking soda. And then the conclusion is you are happy. So, that's all. Thank you.
Good morning to each and everyone. My name is Otamola Muhammad Aisin Suat, and today I am going to represent about the Euler and her diagram. Before we proceed to our task for today, I would like to introduce my name. My name is Otamola Muhammad Aisin Suat. Today we are going to know about the arguments and the Euler diagrams. Leonhard Euler was a Swiss mathematician and physicist born on April 15, 1707 in Basel, Switzerland. He was one of the founders of the pure mathematics and made significant contributions to various subjects including geometry, calculus, mechanics, and number theory. He is also recognized for developing many concepts that are integral part of modern mathematics. Euler's discoveries greatly influenced the fields of mathematics and physics. His legacy continues to be influential in these fields. Today, pronounced his name is not an Euler or whatever what they say. It's an Euler. Diagram is a symbolic representation of information using visualization techniques. It's a simple plan that represents a machine system or idea, often drawn to explain how it works. Diagram can be used to show the arrangement and relation of parts within a system or to illustrate a geometric theorem, mathematical demonstration, or etc. They have been used since prehistoric times and became more prevalent during the Enlightenment. Sometimes the technique uses a dimensional visualization which then projected onto a diamond. Now, I'm going to teach you how to make a diagram. Surely, I'd be happy to guide you through the process of reacting or creating our Euler diagrams. Here are the simple steps. First, number 1, identify the sets. First, you need to identify the sets that you want to represent in your diagram. A set is a collection of distinct objects, which can be anything you like, examples, types, or fruit, students in a class, or etc. Tips number 2. Draw circles for each set. Next, draw a circle for each set. The circles represent the sets. Label is circles with the name of the set it represents. Number 3. Overlap the circles. If there are many sets that have common elements, make sure their circle overlap. The overlapping area represents the intersection of the two sets, the elements that belongs to both sets. Number 4, fill in the elements. Fill in the elements. Now you can fill in the elements of your sets. Write each element in the appropriate circle. If an element belongs to more than one set, write it in the overlapping areas of the circles. Number 5, check your diagram. Finally, check your diagram to make surely it accurately represents the relationship between the sets. Each set should have its own circle and any common elements should be represented in the overlapping areas. Remember, unlike Venn diagram, not all circles in Euler diagram have two overlap. If a set does not share any elements with the others, its circles would start.
Good morning everyone. My name is Muhammad A. Simpal, Group 5 reporter. Assigned topic is Euler diagram. Leonhard Euler is 1707-1783. Euler was an exceptional talented Swiss mathematician. Si Leonhard daw ay isang exceptional sa mathematician, and he worked many different area of mathematics and produced more written material about mathematics than any another mathematician. Si Leonhard ay marami pa siyang ibang area sa mathematics na na-produce niya or nasulat niya. Tapos pagsulat niya isa mga gamit sa iba't ibang mathematician. His mental computational abilities were remarkable. Pag-iisip ni Leonhard sa ability niya is magsulat. Sa the French astronomer and statesman Dominique Francois. May isang French sa astronomer ay statesman ay si Dominique Francois Arago. Si Dominic Francisco Aragos wrote, Euler calculate without apparent effort. Si Euler daw is nagka-calculate na without effort. Apparent effort. As a man breathed of eagles to strengthen themselves in wine. In 1776. Euler became blind, however, he continued to work and in discipline of mathematics. Si Euler daw ay maging bulag, however, ikukontinue niya pa rin ang pagtatrabaho niya at pagdisiplina sa sarili sa mathematics at sa physics and astronomy. He even solved a problem that Newton had attempted concerning the motion of the moon. Sa problema naman si Newton daw is kailangan niya mag-attempt ng motion of the moon. ELR perform all necessary calculation. Sa mga solution naman is, the first promise indicate that the set of couplage of course is an substance of set of fun. Course is we illustrate the substance of relationship with Euler diagram as shown as figure 15. The second promise tell of us this course is an elements and the set of Fled's course. If use C to present the course, then C must be placed inside the set of college course as on figure 16. Parang dito sa figure 5.15 is fun course. Isa yung may dalawang guhit siya na bilog, tapos yung isa is makapal yung pagkasulat, tapos yung college course is nasa loob siya. Then sa isang fun course naman is dalawang guhitin siya pero sa loob is may C. May C is yun yung tawag sa college course. Figure 16 illustrate that C must also elements of set fun course, thus its argument is valid. Sa check progress 1, use Euler diagram to determine whether of following argument is valid or invalid. All lawyers drives BMW. Example naman, si Susan is a lawyer. Si Susan daw ay isang lawyer. Then, si Susan nag-drive naman siya ng BMW. If an Euler diagram can be drawn so that conclusion, those that necessarily follow from the premises, then the argument is invalid. This concept is illustrated in the next example. Sa next example naman is, use an Euler diagram to determine the validity of arguments. Use an Euler diagram to determine whether the following argument is valid or invalid. Some impressionists painting are runners. Thus, the Bougival is impressionist painting. Thus, is Bougival is runner. Sa solution naman is, the Euler diagram in figure 5.17 illustrate the premises that some impressionists of painting are runners. Let D present the painting dance of Bougival. Figure 5.18 and 5.19 is shown that they can be placed of the two region. Sa figures 5.17 is may dalawang guhit siya na nakakuan ng impressionist painting. Sa next naman is sa figure 5.18 is impressionist painting is nasa loob yung dance at Bougival painting. This represent the dance and Bougival painting. Sa figure 19 naman is shown that can place the two region. That's all. Thank you.